this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolates?
Yeah, we got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, oh my god, you gotta see a Marvel movie in theaters. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see Spider-Man.
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my god.
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I am Josh Wingate. He is Josh Kimmel. And whoever is changing this is annoying. I'm going to call them out. Should I call them out?
No,
No?
because I don't care.
No.
I don't
Call
care.
them out. Anyway, welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. Follow us on all our social networks at Mugs and Balls. You can see them underneath, or if you're listening to us on the podcast form, make sure to follow us at Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. How is it going, Josh Kimmel?
I'm back. 100%.
Are you?
I'm 100%. I don't know what to tell you. I'm back full strength. Going to the gym tomorrow. Do I sound sick? Because I'm not.
Yeah. You sound like, I'm trying to like put it like a football reference to this. You sound like you are Lamar Jackson going at the end of the season saying, yep, not going to get hurt.
Oh, God.
And I wish no injury on anybody, but
I didn't even watch that game last night. The Chargers, Ravens, I had zero interest. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
One of the most pathetic teams of all time in the history of the world, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the team that is apparently, we're going to talk about later, the 1 seed in the AFC. They don't feel like it. They don't look like it.
No.
They don't act like it. So
But first of all, let me see the beer that you're drinking. If I can see that real quick.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, I got, again, we're doing this brother-in-law Iceland special here. We're doing a like series of all the beers that he brought back.
See,
So this is
what I'm drinking.
I saw that. So before we went live, you walked away from your camera. I'm like, that guy better take that Capri Sun off the back of his.
I mixed them. Come on, bro.
And I was going to call you out before show, but I was going to be like, no, he's just going to say, oh, it's my son's. I'll get him to pick it up.
I legit drink Capri Suns. What are you talking about?
All that sugar. Yeah, there's not going to be any sugar contents on that. It's going to be on the box. They don't want you to see how much you're drinking while you're drinking it. Viking, it's called Viking Sturker. It's a Kraft McKill lager beer. It is 7%, and it tells you do not drink if you're pregnant, do not drink if you're driving, and it's 500 milliliters.
Isn't that crazy? My parents used to pick me up with a 12-pack ready to go. Like my dad would used to reach in the back, grab a Bud. I don't even know what they drank back in the day, and it'd be a natural thing. People would drink and drive all the time when I was a kid.
Have you seen the meme that goes, or the video that goes around of the interview that people have when they officially made it illegal to drink while you're driving?
No, but that's
it's people pissed off, and they're like, who are they to tell us that we can't drink a good ice cold beer after getting off a day's work? And
who are we?
So mad.
Anyway, who are we? But anyway, we got some sports to talk about, man. I actually came up with some topics tonight.
You did.
I did. I also had a great Thanksgiving. I'm not going to ask you about yours because I'm sure I privately texted you. That's what we do.
Yeah.
I said, how was your Thanksgiving? It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. I guess we could talk about it.
Yeah, we could talk about it. It was good. It was, so I was off all week from work, which was fantastic.
Oof.
We got to relax like we haven't in probably 6 months. It was a beautiful thing. So just that, we had both our families come for Thanksgiving. Nice time. Got a massive headache that night. But other than that, how was your Thanksgiving?
That was pretty good. Just watched the games, went to my grandparents' house, 3 hours with family. Pumpkin pie.
What kind of pumpkin pie did you have?
My sugar, no sugar added, not sugar free, no
No
sugar
sugar
added.
added pumpkin
Yeah,
pie.
yeah, it was pretty good.
So let me ask you this: you're willing to give up your no sugar added,
It's
so
just
you can have a Capri Sun? Is that what it is? Like, there's a little give and take here. I'll have the no sugar
okay.
added pumpkin pie,
If
so I
you
can
really
have the
want to
Capri
know the
Sun.
truth about the damn Capri Sun, I legitimately am drinking Tito's, and I'm like, I don't have any juice, so I grabbed the freaking Capri Sun, dude. Chill out. It's not like I'm sitting here just all the Capri Suns, bro.
Oh, I picture you're over here playing Fortnite, and you're just like crushing them in between. You know how they do like that little juice thing
yeah, that's what
in
I'm doing with
Fortnite?
Capri
That's
Sun.
what I picture you doing.
I'm not playing.
100%.
I'm not playing for. I played Fortnite for a little bit, but I've been playing a lot of God of War this week, and that's what I wanted to get into.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok on PlayStation 5 has taken over my life. I've played it since Thanksgiving, since I could actually get up out of bed. I want to. Here's what I. This is the honest truth. When I was sick, I only got out of bed to puke or pee.
Hmm.
That's it. No pooping because guess what? I was puking.
Yeah.
That was it. I didn't turn on a television set. I didn't listen to the radio. Nothing. I couldn't move. But now I decided to not move again by playing God of War. That's all I've been doing.
Yeah.
I chose to play God of War over watching the Lions. The game last night, the Chargers and Ravens.
Chargers. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if these playoff pictures are updated.
I did watch Jonathan Taylor scored 2 touchdowns. These are updated, dude. I'm on CBS. I'm on the one. I'm on the no, and you're probably on some stupid ass independent idiotic
No, no.
website.
I'm
I'm on
on I'm on the one that should be the most updated.
I'm on
Um,
CBS.
I'm on NFL.com.
Don't go to NFL. Don't go to NFL. They don't even know how to update their goddamn box scores. Okay, I don't even go to NFL.com for box scores. I go to ESPN if I'm desperate. Do not go to NFL.com for anything. It's the worst website you could possibly go on. Anyway, I'm on CBS. So if you want to break it down, I got it. I got the right ones. If you want to compare,
Yeah.
let's start with the 1 seed in AFC.
So
9-3 Baltimore Ravens.
I don't know if you saw the title of the show, but it all comes to an end. Trying to get everyone up in arms about, oh my goodness, is the Beer and Sports podcast over? No, it's not. We're talking about if the NFL season came to an end today, how it would look and who would win and things of that nature.
Yeah. All right.
So take it away.
Ravens, the 1 seed. Is that what you have on NFL.com?
I do have that
9-3.
because I went to CBS.com.
There, you went to the right one. So that's odd because I didn't think they were the number 1 seed. Honestly, this year I've not.
Who did you think was?
If off the top of my head, if I had a guess, it would be the Chiefs only because of
Really?
the law of averages. Yeah, just
The Chiefs
I didn't know.
have
I know
been awful lately.
they've lost about 3 games, which is fair, but I didn't think. Well, they lost 4 games, but no, they only lost 3. So I didn't think Baltimore was that good. They're a fraud number 1 seed me, but then I look at the AFC, they're all frauds.
AFC is just weak. Like, I don't know if they're beating up on each other or they're just weak. But they do not look good. It's it's not a pretty situation over there in the AFC. And like Kansas City, you expect to be the best team in the all of AFC, like you said. But you watch their offense, like ever, and I don't think anyone is mentioning this. They lost Eric Bieniemy, and this offense has not looked the same since. Their passing game is not there. Receivers aren't doing much. They don't have much for receivers, but they didn't have much for receivers last year, and they went and won the Super Bowl. Their running game, Isaiah Pacheco, he's good, but they're not doing much. So
yeah. So the Ravens did get that one. So let's go to the 7-2 matchup. Colts at 6-5 with Gardner Minshew leading the way.
Oh, we know who are dropping their nuts all over.
Kansas City Colts. Chiefs, the number 2 seed, 8-3. This is a wacky matchup because I can definitely see 1,000% some Minshew magic, some Michael Pittman, some Jonathan Taylor. I can see it. I'm not predicting it.
You just like Minshew too much.
I'm not calling it. I'm not predicting it. But what I can see is Jonathan Taylor getting wild on the team because we saw Josh Jacobs do it yesterday. And last I checked, Taylor was a little bit better. Zach Moss can even get the ball running. So if they establish a run game, they can beat the Chiefs. I'm not saying they will. Depends if Taylor's in the house.
Here's the issue. The Chiefs have a really good defense. Their offense isn't there, but they do have a really good defense.
I mean, how many points did they give up to the Raiders yesterday? Honestly, like, I don't remember, but I know Jonathan Taylor was doing whatever he wanted. Aiden O'Connell even looked good.
Can you like? Yeah, that's a thing, but that's a division matchup. So, and probably one of the biggest rivalries within that division.
Didn't the Colts
So,
beat? Didn't
you good?
yeah?
I didn't hear that. I did not
I
hear that.
hate websites
I knew
that play.
exactly what it was
I
as soon as you
hate.
stopped.
I hate it. Anyway, the Colts beat the Chiefs last year. Just want to let everyone know that. I know Justin's still watching. He knows that.
That was last year though. This is a new year. While I think the Chiefs aren't uh, the best form of the Chiefs, I think, and I said this last week in my independent show that I was so awkwardly on. I do think the Chiefs are like kind of lollygagging through the regular season. You know how some teams get that they're playoff bound no matter what, and they get to that point of okay, let's just get to the actual season. And once they get there, they're just going to be locked on. I think we've kind of seen the Colts do that sometimes too. Like the Colts with Peyton Manning, they just get to that point of while they were still good and they were still great, they weren't their normal Colts. And then as soon as they hit the playoffs, you saw Peyton Manning throw for like 6 touchdowns and that first week, and it was just unreal. So,
But it's not even a guarantee the Colts get in. Like we're talking
yeah.
Buffalo is out of the playoffs right now. Denver is hot. Denver is super hot, the hottest team in the NFL. In Houston, you just can't deny how fun they are to watch. They're all sitting there right below Indianapolis. So any of those teams, I don't think you want to be the Chiefs in that position getting one of these teams, especially Buffalo. If Buffalo, dude, imagine Buffalo that 7 seed, you get them right
Imagine
away.
Houston in there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Houston is a fun team right now. They're a lot of fun. And
It's,
who'd they just didn't they just got Brandon Graham off of waivers.
mm-hmm.
So he's joining the team to beef up that defense. They're trying to make a run, and Indianapolis has Tennessee next week.
Houston has Denver.
Yeah, that's a fun matchup right there.
Yep.
Who would have like? Did you know that Denver had won like 5 straight?
Oh, I knew that. Yeah, because I've been paying attention to them.
I don't pay attention to Denver.
I do because of fantasy aspects. I have Javonte Williams and there's a couple other players, but besides the point, I have been paying attention, and it's sickening that a team that's got 70 points scored on them now 6-5, won 5 in a row, and is the hottest team in football. And they're playing Houston. This is a big matchup. Houston or Denver is going to leave next week with 7 wins.
Houston almost took it out last week too. They came so close just to a field goal. The field goal was missed, obviously outside of his range, but that was a good game.
All right, the next matchup in the AFC is the Browns, 6 seed, 7-4. Who knows if they even have a quarterback? And then Jacksonville, 8-3.
I think Browns are trending down, and Jacksonville is just like staying steady. They kind of dipped down a little bit and just stayed steady on that dip. That's a tough one. What do you think?
I think Jacksonville has got this one in the bag if they really want it, just because the Browns don't have an identity on offense anymore. You took away Nick Chubb, and then you take away Deshaun Watson, and then you have no identity. It's PJ Walker, it's DTR, it's a complete S show over there. Their defense is their identity, and is this defense good enough to stop Trevor Lawrence? Probably, honestly, but in Jacksonville, not that it's a big home field advantage, but it won't be an ugly game. I can see if this was in Cleveland and it was weather and it was snowy and it was cold, Trevor Lawrence might struggle there, but I don't see Trevor struggling in Jacksonville in that sunshine over there.
No, I tend to agree. But
I mean, Josh Allen, hold on, Josh Allen, let him. And who's that other edge rusher that you drafted? You know the defensive players.
Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, Trayvon Walker. Let them get some pressure on these young quarterbacks, especially DTR. They're going to fumble and make mistakes. They don't have the willpower to overcome Jacksonville. I don't think so.
Yeah, especially I would say it's more of a home field advantage if Cleveland was to be at home, but they're not. So yeah, I would agree with Jacksonville too. But I think it's close. It's a good matchup, I believe.
I don't think this is the matchup we see. I think Cleveland's trends down. I see other teams like Buffalo maybe get hot, but yeah, who knows? I can see Denver taking that spot at Houston. Like I think the Browns are the ones that are going to be the odd ones out when it comes.
How is Pittsburgh? We're going to get to them in a
Yeah,
second.
yeah,
How are they winning the
yeah,
division?
yeah. So they're not winning. They're not winning the
Yeah,
division.
they are winning the
Baltimore's.
division. Oh, Baltimore is.
Baltimore's.
Sorry. How is
So,
3 teams from this division in the playoffs right now?
so and it's not. And it's not Cincinnati.
Yeah.
It's not Cincinnati. This one can be so dangerous for Tua and the Dolphins. I am so. You Dolphins fans out there who think this is a cake matchup, you're going to be surprised when it's not a cake matchup. In Pittsburgh, you're going to the fourth quarter and it's like some ugly
Miami
12 game.
Miami feels unbeatable. Like the fans feel like they are so unbeatable right now.
On.
It's unreal. Oh, they feel like they are so unbeatable.
I don't see why. I honestly don't see why.
They're puffing their chest up, ready to play the Cowboys right before Christmas. And I'm sorry, but it's. Can you play that sound for me?
I don't have a. What sound do you want?
I forget what it is. Too bad. I was expecting you to understand what I was saying.
That one.
Either one, that's fine.
You ruined it, Kimmel. You ruined it.
Oh,
when I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
Cowboys are feeling pretty dangerous.
Oh, okay,
today.
Baker. Just say Baker. Say
Okay.
Baker. But listen.
Yeah.
Listen to me real close to all our Dolphins fans. You have no reason to be puffing your chest out. Let's go see what happens in Washington. Go to Washington first. Blow that team out like you're supposed to. Let's see it happen because you're beating a lot of cream puffs. And I'm a Dolphins fan. I love the Dolphins. I hope they win. I hope they win all the games. I hope they go beat Dallas. But the reality
That's
is
not happening.
Well, I know it's not happening. But the reality is this matchup specifically against Pittsburgh, they're a dangerous defense, a dangerous team. They can sneak up on Miami. Miami can be beat. They can be. I'm just letting everyone know that. Especially, dude, you just lost one of the most valuable people on your team. Right? Right?
Who?
One of the most valuable.
Miami did?
Yeah. You don't think so?
Who, Jalen Phillips?
Yeah. I think he's one of the most valuable pieces on that defense.
I do. I agree with that, but a lot of people will tell you no.
Of
A
course
lot
they
of
will,
fans have been trashing Jalen Phillips all
they are.
season long and saying that he's not great and he's not good. But I do feel like they're going to feel the loss of Jalen Phillips.
They will. And all you dumb Dolphins fans just don't understand it. But that's okay. Hey, I'm a dumb Dolphins fan too. I am. I'm dumb. Like whatever. Whenever Tyreek and them are just having fun, like I'm riding the wave too. But whenever they're getting beat up by Pittsburgh, possibly in the playoffs, I'll be over here. This sucks.
But here's the thing. Going back to the game, I think if Miami stays true to their style of play, run first, quick passing from Tua, play a decent defense, because the defense has been stepping up, has been the reason why they've been winning. If they can continue that without Jalen Phillips, I think they win against Pittsburgh.
There we go. Moving on to the NFC. We have the number 1 seed, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Can we talk about them real quick? Because I saw I didn't let your tweet last night go unseen.
What tweet?
I didn't respond to it.
Did I tweet?
Yeah, you tweeted. And I knew exactly who you had in mind when you posted that tweet. It was me. You were thinking of me.
What are you talking about? What tweet am I talking? Quote this tweet.
Quote.
Hey Hunter, thanks for coming. Yes, I'm back, Hunter. Thank you. And I'm glad you're still here. Josh didn't run everyone away. I thought he was going to.
I probably should have. With that awful experience. I appreciate everyone that stayed through and came back today, because that was not.
Did I make a Jalen Hurts tweet?
I'm looking for it here. I'm looking for it.
All right.
You most of my tweets so much about wrestling. Like
most of my tweets have been wrestling because CM Punk returned last night or Saturday night to Survivor Series to WWE.
Way too much.
Today I did. Today I was tweeting because it's a big day. CM Punk's back. I'm over here watching Monday Night Raw. Thankfully WWE is so stale and boring. They don't know how to open a show. They do it with a 20 minutes of talking and no CM Punk. Way to get the viewers in, you morons. But that's what I'm doing. I hate WWE, but that's what I'm doing, Josh. I'm a wrestling guy. If you want to follow more wrestling content, make sure you watch Real Talk Wrestling Thursday nights. Your boy here with Chris Koffler. We talk mainly AEW, but we are going to talk more of WWE this week, as CM Punk did make his crazy return, which nobody saw. Nobody saw coming.
We'll get okay. No one cares about wrestling. Your post. Fins up, fly, Eagles fly. and I just knew you had some kind of ill will in your
There's no
heart
ill will.
when you said that.
There's no ill will. You know what I wanted to say? You know what I wanted to say?
What did you want to say?
Just in general, my main tweet that I wanted to tweet out there was because it was back-to-back touchdowns, and this has nothing to do with teams' allegiances. It just has what was on my mind. We had one team score a quarterback sneak pussy play. Not sorry, Bobby, because that's what it is. And then the very next drive, Josh Allen, like a man, freaking took it 10 yards and just bumbled his way to the So I want to say one quarterback rushes touchdowns like a fucking coward, and the other one does it like a fucking man. But too bad.
Why
the
did you
cowards are gonna
apologize
win.
to Bobby?
Because he wants me to stop cussing.
And you just dropped 3 F-bombs after saying that?
Because one team, like I said, rushes the ball like a fucking bunch of cowards, but they're still going to win the game. The cowards are still going to win the game. Although I was going for the Eagles because I'm a Dolphins fan, but I wanted to see Josh Allen. I want to see somebody smash Jalen Hurts. And I really do like him as a player. I think he's great.
Did you watch
But I
that
want to
game?
see someone. I watched the majority of it, yes.
Did you
I
see
want
how
to see someone freaking when he goes in there and he does a stupid little pussy ass coward run, just Max Kellerman elbow on whoever said it, elbow, boom, boom on the head,
on the helmet and break your elbow? Yeah, let's do that. Anyway,
I hate it. I freaking hate it.
I hate it too.
I love Hurts. The coach is the most punchable. Him, the coach over in Philadelphia and the coach over in Cincinnati.
Sirianni.
I want to see them fight because they're the two worst looking idiot morons I've ever seen in my life.
The reason that this play we hate it so much is because it's unstoppable. Like literally,
it's not fun.
Yeah,
it's a definition of not fun.
They could literally do that every play and score a touchdown.
Yeah,
literally, you're not stopping it.
Dude,
and
Swift got tackled at 3, and it was 1st and goal. And I'm like, they should just do that play 4 times in a row.
But what I will say is that the Eagles are the worst ever in history, the worst ever 10-1 team I've ever seen, because they are very beatable. Very
Did the Steelers
beatable.
just do this like 2 years ago?
I
Remember the Steelers were undefeated?
guarantee you that the Eagles are a more beatable team than the Steelers were.
I don't know about
their
that.
defense is trash. Like they have a defensive line, secondary can't stop anybody.
They can't. They cannot.
They can sometimes get a run game going, but they're not consistent with it. And let's be honest, if Jalen Hurts isn't getting it to a 3rd and short, they're going 3 and out. Like he's not a great quarterback this season, and he's kind of fallen in line to where he should be, having that crazy season that he had last year to now kind of falling back into where he deserves to be, because he's a really good quarterback, but he's not a top 5 quarterback, as I've said before. And this team is very beatable. I think the 49ers are going to go in there and just wreck them. They're already upset from the previous playoffs. They're just going to go in there and probably treat it as they did with Dallas as a playoff game. And they're just going to wreak havoc, because honestly, the only team I'm scared of, and we're going to talk about this next is the 49ers.
All right, yeah, 49ers. Hold on, let's get into it then. 49ers, 2 seed, 8-3, going against the Seattle Seahawks. That would be the playoff seed right now. So the Seahawks would get in somehow, some way. They're 6-5. Yeah, Seahawks. It's a division game. You like to see that. I mean, that's a good thing. But do we believe that they're going to give the 49ers a chance to run for the money?
No. I think 49ers are just running through the playoffs. If something bad will have to happen for them not to make the Super Bowl.
Something bad, like something like a CMC injury,
or CMC injury, Brock Purdy injury.
That's it, though.
I think there could be the biggest injury, Trent Williams. If Trent Williams gets hurt, they're done.
I agree with that. I agree. If Trent Williams, that's a bigger injury than
he's the MVP. If you were truly going for an MVP of the NFL, Trent Williams is the MVP of the best team in football.
And on the other side, Seattle, they're just in shambles right now. Geno's not playing that great. And Kenneth Walker's out. Kenneth Walker is the heartbeat of that offense. I know people want to think it's DK or that the receivers, but no, it's Kenneth Walker. It's very clear. And Zach Charbonnet is just not a comparable replacement, in my opinion. I think Kenneth Walker, they need him back fast.
Did you see who came back last week? One of their division foes, to the Rams, Kyron Williams. In
Yeah,
the
he
back of my
balled
head,
out.
I was like, do you know what? Kimmel said anyone can do it. Let's give him a week to rest. I'll put him on my bench. Thanks for that advice, Kimmel.
Yeah.
Make sure to watch OUS Fantasy Football.
We're live tomorrow noon, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Make sure you watch OUS. We give our best starts and sits of the week where we usually crush.
Yeah.
And you know what, Kyron Williams? Let me talk about hold on. Fantasy football. I was 98% chance of winning my matchups going into the 4:00 games yesterday. Little did I know the guy I played had Kyron Williams. I lost my matchup. So that person was smart and did not listen to me. And they played Kyron Williams. Next matchup, we have the Minnesota Vikings who are playing tonight, probably right now, actually. I'm watching Raw. 6-5. And then the Detroit Lions, 8-3. This is another division matchup.
Yeah.
Where I think Detroit is a little bit too big for the britches right now. I think they're a very flawed team, very flawed, very undisciplined, very dumb
You're just
coaching.
a hater.
I watched that game on Thanksgiving. How could you think anything differently? How many penalties did the Detroit Lions have? How many bonehead plays did Detroit have? How many dumb coaching decisions from Detroit? Now, was it because they were down fast and they had him make some kind of moves, or what was it? Because man, when they get down fast, is that what's going to happen? If Minnesota, Josh Dobbs in Minnesota drops 14 points on them in the first quarter, is that how Detroit's going to act?
You can't even get Hunter to beat his mom in fantasy football. He watches the show. His mom does not. And you can't even get him to beat his mom in fantasy.
Yo, we love moms out here. And I would never beat my mom either. So good on you, Hunter. You're a stand-up human being. I would never beat my mom either. Let her
My
win.
mom is watching, and I would gladly wreck my mom in fantasy football.
Let mom get some wins, yo. It's payback. She deserves it. Can we talk about this disgusting Detroit team though that you love so much that they're just frauds?
The disgusting Detroit team. See, I'm just a fan of what they have. So I'm a fan. They have.
Hey, you're a fan.
Yeah, a fan. Big fan.
You're a fan.
Did I tell you I was a fan?
Yeah, I heard that, Josh. I think you're a fan. Are you a fan of the team?
Yeah, I think so. Gibbs is playing really well. They're starting to learn how to use him. Their receivers are starting to turn around, and I do think their defense isn't playing as well as it can, and I think that's going to come around. I think they're just a really good team, and they're kind of getting into this lull of, are we making the playoffs? What are we doing? I think they're just I think they'll beat Minnesota because I think Minnesota is the frauds here. What's going on with JJ?
He told us fantasy players, mind your business. I'll come back when I come back. Blah blah blah. And we're like, okay, cool, man. We like you, so we're cool. I think he's gonna be back after the bye week. They have a bye week next week, I believe. And then I think they come back, and I think he plays, especially if they win tonight. I'll say that. Go JJ. But if you turn the ball over, which Jared Goff has been doing,
they've already had their bye.
Who, Minnesota?
Yeah.
Really? I thought they had a bye coming up. Good.
Because Dallas already had their bye, and they're 8-3, and Minnesota's 6-5. So if they take 2 games away from their loss, that would be 8-3. So they've already had their bye.
All right, cool. They've already had their bye. But whatever. They'll come back. He'll come back. If they win tonight, he'll be back next week, guaranteed. In the last matchup of this playoff picture, Atlanta Falcons 5-6, under 500. Dallas Cowboys 8-3 on the road. Is there a chance?
They do have their bye coming up.
Told you. I freaking told you.
Oh, they haven't played. They're playing tonight.
Yes, Josh.
That's why.
Sometimes you just got to listen, man. All right. Atlanta Falcons hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Does Atlanta have a shot?
I don't think Atlanta has a shot against any of the other teams in the playoffs. So, no, I don't think they have a shot against the Cowboys.
So they would not beat Seattle. They would not beat Minnesota.
No. Didn't you agree?
No, I don't agree. I think they're better. I think they're better than Minnesota. I think they're better than Seattle.
Really?
I think the Falcons are they're the opposite. No. Oops. They are.
You truly don't think they would beat Minnesota and Seattle, especially if you think Minnesota would beat Detroit.
I think this. They can be good. They can be a better team, but their coach is almost as bad as Dan Campbell, almost as bad. That he's gonna get him. He's gonna get him in the way. Like he doesn't know how to pick a quarterback. I'm not saying Tyler Heineke's the best one, but he's not giving Desmond Ridder any kind of shots to win this game. They're running the ball first and 10 run, 2nd and 8 run, then it's 3rd and long and they have to throw. They're not giving this guy. I watched the entire game yesterday. That's how they ran their offense against New Orleans. It sucked. You're not being creative at all. You're not using your best players. Kyle Pitts is out there just wasting time. Jake London's literally just wasting time still. Bijan's finally getting involved, and guess what? Bijan's awesome. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? If he just got out of his own way and learned how to coach football, the Falcons have something here. Their defense is pretty good too. Jesse Bates out here making plays. I mean, their defense is not bad. But unfortunately, they're playing Dallas, and Dallas is just that much better.
Yeah.
But I do think they can beat Minnesota. I do think they can beat Seattle.
Yeah, I don't think so. Especially if Minnesota has JJ, I don't think that's happening. Is Kenneth Walker out for the year?
I sure hope not.
Yeah, if Kenneth Walker's there, there's no way Atlanta is beating either of those two teams. I think Atlanta is just the better. I don't even think they're the best team in their division. I think that's the team that we thought was going to be the worst team in the division.
No, I picked Atlanta to win the division.
And Tampa Bay.
No, I picked Atlanta.
I know. I'm just saying. I think the best team in the actual division is the team that we thought was going to be the worst team in the division in Tampa Bay.
Oh no, Tampa Bay is. They're just that fun team to watch.
Yeah, but I think they're the best team in their division.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
You really think Atlanta is the best team in their division?
I do. I'm sticking with my shot until you prove me wrong. Until you prove me wrong, which they haven't. They're still the best team.
It's just best team full of crap.
I'm still picking my preseason pick of the Falcons winning the division. That's what I called. That's what I'm staying with. They're the best team.
Yeah, who would have thought New Orleans would be? And New Orleans is just like tied.
Yeah, they're 5-6. Yeah, they're 5-6. The Buccaneers, listen, the Buccaneers are a very flawed team with a coach that's going to get fired. He's going so everyone's pretty much quit on this team. Yeah. Mike Evans is the only one who hasn't because he wants to get paid. Every time Mike Evans, if you watch the Bucs close like I do, every time Mike Evans catches a football, catches a touchdown, catches anything, do you ever see him smile? Do you ever see him celebrate this year? Ever once? No, he doesn't. He catches the football, he scores a touchdown, he walks back. You know why? Because he's pissed and he wants out of here. Or he wants to get paid. He actually wants to stay and get paid, but they don't want to pay him. And this is the only person that's drawing people to the stadium.
So tell me this. We just went with Kansas City, Jacksonville, Miami, San Francisco, Detroit, and Dallas. So the only non-division winner that we went with is Dallas at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, I can see some upsets though. I can see. Listen, people don't want to.
Cleveland could upset Jacksonville.
Steelers could upset Miami. It's a fact. Can happen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
What if Houston gets near that 5 spot? Houston, Miami. How fun would that be?
Ooh. It would be a lot of fun. I would, and you'd go back to Miami traded Laramie Tunsil to Houston. That huge trade. Is that the trade that brought Tua?
I mean, pretty much.
So yeah, that's fun. That'd be a fun matchup. I want to see Houston get in because they're a fun team right now. My boy CJ, I want to say CJ 2K, but I think
CJ 5K.
Yeah, true. Was it Waddle?
No, I'm just saying he's got Hunter's mom's team has Josh Allen, CMC,
Hunter's mom's team.
Allen. Mark Andrews out for the season. Waddle. Wow. See, that's a really good team. You guys let her draft that?
He's saying that Laramie Tunsil brought Waddle too.
Oh, okay. And Waddle.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Oh, I thought he was saying she has Waddle.
No.
Sorry, Hunter. I'm just catching up to the chat. If your mom has Waddle, that's pretty sick. But Waddle's over to the Dolphins. Yo, Waddle had a good game on Black. What do you think about this Black Friday? That's my next topic, right? Too much football this week. Too much. I have no interest in watching Monday Night Football because I've already seen football's consumed too much of my life this week. Too much.
Yeah. I watched the Eagles game because I was feverishly rooting against the Eagles. But other than that, I didn't watch any other game. Actually, that's a lie. I did watch while I was putting being a man, putting a coffee table together. I did watch a game this week. I forget who was playing. I forget what game I was actually watching.
So
That's how
Thursday
important it was.
Thursday you didn't watch the Detroit Lions. The
Thursday I was cooking, but yeah, I did watch the Detroit game. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Maybe it was the Thursday game, but they didn't look good at all.
Or the week before when they had to score 17 points in 3 minutes to beat Chicago. Detroit hasn't looked good in 2 weeks, and nobody wants to mention it. Nobody wants to talk about it. I'm the only one with the balls to talk about it. And then you got the Dallas game, which I didn't watch 1 second of. What a freaking embarrassment! You're rolling out some kind of clone version, some holographic.
Oh, geez.
Dolly
It's going to be
Parton.
Dolly Parton, yeah.
What? You couldn't. Who? Let me ask you this for real. Who is in the board meeting of the NFL? Whatever. You guys want to get Jason Aldean? Nah, he's racist, right? Okay. Do you want to go get Luke Bryan, Luke Combs? No, they're too expensive. Okay, let's go. Darius Rucker. Can we get Darius Rucker in here? And some fucking idiot. What about Dolly Parton? Huh? And then the guy's like, Dolly fucking Parton. Like, who makes this shit?
It is Dolly Parton. Everyone loves Dolly Parton.
I don't.
Why don't you like Dolly Parton?
I don't like a 90-year-old Dolly Parton. I'm so sorry.
70. She's like 74.
I don't care how old she is. I don't need to see that while I'm trying to eat pumpkin pie. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
I don't. And Jack Harlow, fuck is a Jack
Dolly
Harlow.
Parton did a good job. She didn't entertain. She sang. She was good. I mean, her voice is still great.
Couldn't find anyone else.
No, I mean, it's Dolly Parton. If you can get Dolly Parton, you get Dolly Parton.
I'm not getting Dolly Parton. Hunter, I'm sorry. I'm not getting Dolly Parton.
I
don't like it, man. I really don't like it. It's
Wow.
kind of just not good. But I'm
Do you know what would have just dropped the mic in Dallas or in Texas? You go out and get George Strait.
Yeah.
And you just have George Strait play. And
yes.
Texas just would have went nuts.
Yes.
Over some George Strait.
Dude, Atlanta got ludicrous at halftime for like a nothing Sunday game. I would take ludicrous.
Roll
out, right? Roll out. Ludicrous is awesome.
It was. Ludacris had what Madden was it? Was it Madden 2002, 2003, where he did the intro music?
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the best intros of all time.
Yes, the Luda intro. Yes, listen, I played a bunch of Madden in my life. But yeah, then we had football Friday at 3:00, which was great concept. It was funny at Thanksgiving trying to explain to my Uncle Jim, who's a huge Dolphins fan, because he doesn't know that there's Thursday games, guys. He's like one of those guys who only follows the Dolphins. That's it. He doesn't know anything outside of the Dolphins. So I'm like, yeah, dude, there's a Friday game at 3:00. You gonna watch it? Like, yeah, what? What channel? I'm like, 3:00 on Amazon Prime. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. You gotta watch it on Amazon Prime, dude. He's like, so is it like the premium channels? I'm like, you got it. He's like, do I have to order like on pay-per-view? I'm like, no. Amazon. Like, then I just gave up. I'm like, sorry, Uncle Jim, you're 62.
You're not watching your Dolphins game.
You have no idea what's happening in life. But he's like, I don't know, man. Some boomers are like 62 years old. I have no idea what's happening. Some are like all into it. It's just a weird world we live in.
Okay, so AFC, we have some teams looking outside in.
I'm not done with more football. I'm not done with too much football rants here. I'm not done.
Okay,
then we got this bullshit Saturday college football where they expect us to watch all these meaningless rivalry games. Wisconsin versus this team for the Chickmunk Bowl, Iron Clown Bell. We got the Iron Bowl.
Did you watch the Miami Ohio State game?
That
was the game to watch.
You mean Michigan Ohio State?
Yeah.
No, Miami. I did not.
Michigan, Ohio State. That was the game to watch.
I don't support
because
cheaters.
that had huge implications
Of course.
in this game or in the NCAA season.
Listen,
So
they were both ranked 2 and 3. Here's what I've learned. It's on the opening of the show. It does not matter.
Kimmel
They'll
loves
both
mothers, not uncles.
They'll both make the playoffs because wins and losses don't matter in college football. So that's why I don't care.
They do matter. They
If
definitely
it was Georgia and Alabama at 2 and 3, why did they both make it in? But if it's not Michigan, Ohio State, why aren't they both going to make it in?
because first of all, Michigan, Ohio State's not going to play in a bowl game because now Michigan is going to play in the bowl game against I forget who. It also,
The Rose Bowl?
No, a bowl game, or I meant a conference championship. Ohio State's not playing in the conference championship.
Okay.
What happened before was Georgia lost to Alabama. They beat them or they lost to them in the regular season, and then they played them in the championship game and then beat them.
Yeah. And they both still got in. So wins and losses mean nothing. Championships mean nothing. So I didn't give a crap about Ohio State, Michigan, because in the end, the NCAA is going to put in who's going to generate the most money anyway.
They're going to try and they're going to do that one, but they're also going to put in the best teams possible. They're going to try and find the best teams in football and put them in. There's teams that have a lack of schedule. Some teams don't schedule, and that's why they're undefeated. And
college football is the biggest waste of time.
It is not the biggest waste of time.
It's the biggest waste of time. Yeah, I remember back when it was pure. You had clear divisions, clear conferences, Big Ten. Who's the team on the West Coast? Who's the West Coast of the Pac-12 winner is going to play the Big Ten in the Rose Bowl? We got the Orange Bowl. We got ACC versus the whoever the fuck they are in the Orange Bowl every year. We got the Fiesta Bowl. Now it's just like whatever. Jimmy Kimmel Bowl, whatever. No one gives a crap. Texas A&M's an SEC, but they're only in the fucking South. Then we got nothing makes sense anymore.
It makes more sense than it ever did.
Nothing has.
How? Because you still have the Orange Bowl. You still have all that. It's just the playoffs.
Nothing makes sense. The playoffs, yeah. Guess what? The Orange Bowl was fucking set for certain conferences.
It was meaningless before. 100% meaningless before.
Traditions.
What was the meaning of the Orange Bowl if it wasn't the national championship game?
Miami's going to win the Orange Bowl. That's what it is.
Or you have the Orange Bowl as a playoff game, which has meaning to it because then it's a semifinal that you can then go into the championship game.
But Josh, you're also missing the point of no conferences ever. There's like nothing matters.
Yeah, I know. And I strongly disagree with conferences as far as I feel like if you win your conference championship game, you should have a bid into the playoffs. And that's why they need to expand the playoff system. And they need to allow these teams that do win their conference championship and make that game actually meaningful other than a normal regular game. I
agree. At least we agree on that. Because in my opinion, nothing matters.
There's no meaning to championships of a conference at this point.
Yeah.
What is the point of you winning?
Or if you lose a championship game, it doesn't matter because if you lose the SEC title game, you're still going to the playoffs. So nothing matters. You're telling me from September to after November, I guess now is when the playoffs start or soon. All this that we just watched means zero. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, basically.
So fuck college
football. Basically you're fighting to either be within the top 5 or you're fighting to get to your conference championship game in a effect to boast yourself to that top 5, top 4 area so you can be picked for the playoffs. That's what you're doing. You're trying to stack yourself with the best situation.
All these bull crap, all these players. I'm not going to go to this team because I'll make more money here. Like, to me, college football has just shot itself in the foot. It's no longer watchable to the casual viewer.
Okay, before we leave, if you had to pick one team from the AFC to fall out of the playoffs and one team to make the playoffs, who would you choose?
All right, so I already spoiled this for the AFC. I think the Browns are going to sneak their way out. I don't know. Honestly, I'm going all off of I don't know their schedules. Just the way the Browns are playing, they're going to squeeze their way out. And unfortunately, I want Houston in, but I see Denver taking their place. I see Buffalo staying on the outside in the AFC.
I mean, the big game is decided next week, so we'll see.
And you want to go AFC? I'll let you.
Yeah, I'll say I think. I mean, the obvious choice is Indianapolis falls off, and I think Houston jumps up. I'm just gonna that easy swap there. For the NFC side of things, who do you see potentially falling out, and then who do you see going in if there was one?
I see the Vikings. I don't see them actually staying on path. Although I don't know the score right now. I'm still watching wrestling.
So
If they go up to 7-5, that might be something different. The way I'm thinking. But if they lose tonight, 6-6, and Josh Dobbs starts failing, starts fumbling balls, starts turning balls over, playing like Josh Dobbs, then I can definitely see. But gosh, no one's good enough to sneak in. No one's good enough to sneak in. No one.
yeah.
Green Bay sucks. Rams suck. Saints suck. I see nothing changes.
I'm going to say that Atlanta falls out and New Orleans falls in.
Atlanta's staying, dude. Atlanta's my ride or die.
I'm just saying. I feel like they have a pretty easy schedule coming up. They play Detroit, which is going to be a tough game for them. Then they got Carolina. They got the Giants. They have the Rams, which could be tough for them, but they can beat them. Then they have Tampa Bay. Then they have Atlanta. So I feel like if there was one team to do that and propel themselves over, it's going to be the Saints over Atlanta.
The only problem with the Saints is they have a Derek Carr leading their team. So
what is up with that? Because he's actually a good quarterback.
It just makes a lot of mistakes. All right, Josh, play us out of here. I got some CM Punk to watch.
Do you have any last words before we do?
I do. Guys, thank you so much for tolerating Josh when I was gone. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. But hold on, I got one. Make sure you do watch our wrestling show. We're not going to be live on Thursday because I have a hockey game to go to. We'll be live on Friday. We'll be breaking down Survivor Series, CM Punk. Make sure you watch me on OUS Fantasy. Make sure you watch Justin. I know you've been in here this whole time, Justin. You're my dog. Make sure you watch. Where can we see you, Josh? Where can we see you, Josh? I want to plug your stuff too. He's on mute. He muted himself. That's where he is. He left me.
My microphone went out halfway through that, and it's getting really annoying. I'm going to have that fixed here soon. But you can find me here at the Beer and Sports Podcast, my main spot. But then also, if you want to, you can find me at Kingdom Recon. It's a fantasy or NFL. It's not fantasy. It's NFL draft. It's real stuff. We're talking draft stuff for the Kansas City Chiefs. You can follow that at Kingdom Says Podcast on YouTube. You can catch me there.
Yeah, catch him there. But Josh, it's been nice seeing you. I'm glad. It's been too long.
Yep.
See you next week, buddy.